Thanks for tuning in to the Urban Scope podcast. I'm back with more hip hop news, talking about this upcoming Nas album that doesn't have a title right now, but we do know that this album will be a collaboration with DJ Premier, one of the best producers in hip hop history. And Nas actually sat down with Rolling Stone recently to discuss this album a little bit. Not to give out too much, of course, he didn't, because we don't have a title of the album yet. But I'm excited about this collaboration because of just the sheer history. For one, Nas is my favorite rapper ever, and then two, just Nas, the cohesiveness of this project. I feel it would have because it's one producer, and I love the cohesiveness coming from these projects, i.e., recently Freddie Gibbs, and an Alchemist with the Alfredo 2 project. Then you have Clips and Pharrell with the Let God Sort 'Em Out project. And then you have Alchemist with other people. You just have a lot of different projects with one producer. And I like that. It's going back to the old school hip hop days when there was mostly just one producer on the albums. It's bringing back the nostalgia, that true art form that hip hop was built upon, like the Eric B. Rakim type dynamic. I'm loving that a lot. So I think just the nostalgia of it all is bringing even more excitement. In addition to Nas just being my favorite rapper, but um, DJ Premier, they've done projects or done songs together before that've been great, which will lead me to believe that they'll be able to continue this out. And they've been doing it over 30 years, amazingly. The songs that they've already done are songs like from Illmatic, which is New York State of Mind, a big song, Memory Lane, which was also on Illmatic. And then they did I Gave You Power, which is one of the greatest metaphoric songs in hip hop, that they did from the It Was Written album. Classic songs that are major songs that you can't tell the story of Nas and hip hop without having included DJ Premier. So this project, I expect it to be great, just like those songs. But it was nice. They've been talking about doing this project for decades now, and it's finally coming to fruition. And finally, hopefully, actually releasing in December at some time. So we don't have a track list, we don't have a name of the album, or we don't have a release date. But with those three things said, I'm just hopeful that the album actually releases in December. It's going to be a major drop on his Mass Appeal record label, that has released nostalgic albums throughout the year. So they've released, the Big L project comes out soon, on Halloween, actually. Then they already released um, Raekwon, the chef, his project. They've released Slick Rick's project, Mob Deep project, which is another great project. I haven't really listened to a Mob Deep album before. I've listened to Shook Ones and pieces of songs that they had here and there, but I've never listened to an entire project like I've listened to that new project, the Infinite project that Mob Deep released. Very great project. I have to go back and listen to some of the Mob Deep stuff. They have a very heavy New York sound, which, Nas to me doesn't really have that. It's more of a global feel to me. You can be from anywhere in the world, but I always felt like Mobb Deep had a true New York sound, and it's very difficult to listen to for me. But this Infinite project sounded a lot different. It was very New York sounding, but for some reason, I guess the production just hit me a little bit differently. And sometimes production can make or break a listener. And I think that Infinite album definitely had that ability to um, bring in new listeners because it had a lot of different sounds, unique sounds that they usually didn't have. But it's been a great year for those legacy acts, especially on Mass Appeal Records, that Nas is a co-founder of. And I think Nas will be forever my favorite rapper because of Illmatic and what it did for me and my love of hip hop and bringing me in. But I think this new Nas album with DJ Premier will put a cap on a great year for hip hop. Just so many great projects, so many different great albums. And then at the end of the year, I will definitely talk about my greatest album that released this year, because we still have 2 months left in the year. So there's still more to go. But there's no track list yet for this album or release date. All we know that the production will be done by DJ Premier, slated for somewhere in a December release. So hopefully this project will continue the ascension of Nas as he's still in, he's in his 50s and he's still putting out great music and great products. So kudos to Nas, and I look forward to this album. And until next time, I'll see you next time.